Life is full of trials. Sometimes they come quietly. Other times they hit us like a storm we weren't prepared for. But here's the truth. Trials are not here to break you. They are here to reveal the strength that already lives inside you. You might feel weary, overwhelmed, or even defeated. But today I want to share with you the keys to overcoming your next trial. Because victory is not just for the chosen. It is for the persistent, the faithful, and those who refuse to give up. The first key is perspective. How you see your trial will determine how you experience it. You can look at it as a wall, something impossible to climb over, or you can see it as a teacher, a stepping stone that will shape your character and prepare you for greater things. When you shift your perspective, fear loses its power and courage begins to rise. Remember, no trial lasts forever, and every difficulty carries a hidden lesson meant to refine you. The second key is faith in yourself and in the process. Trust that even in the chaos, there is a plan. You may not understand why this trial is happening, and that's okay. What matters is that you hold on to hope and keep moving forward. Faith is not just believing that things will get better. It is believing that you have what it takes to endure, adapt, and grow stronger through every challenge. The third key is action. You cannot overcome a trial by sitting and wishing it away. Take small steps every day, even when you feel like giving up. Action creates momentum, and momentum fuels courage. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to take the next right step. Consistency, no matter how small, will break the chains of fear and doubt. The fourth key is resilience through reflection. Pause, reflect, and learn from your experiences. Trials are not meant to crush you. They are meant to teach you. Ask yourself, well, what is this teaching me? How can I use this to grow? Every setback carries the seeds of a comeback. When you reflect, you transform pain into wisdom, disappointment into strategy, and struggle into strength. The fifth key is community and support. You are not meant to face life alone. Seek encouragement from those who uplift you. Pray with those who believe in you. And surround yourself with people who remind you of your potential. There is power in shared strength. And sometimes the guidance of another person can illuminate the path you cannot yet see. Finally, the sixth key is gratitude. Even in the trial, find something to be thankful for. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is wrong to what is right, and it opens your heart to the blessings that still exist. When you are thankful, you are empowered to face the trial with courage, dignity, and hope. So when your next trial comes, and it will remember these keys: perspective, faith, action, reflection, support, and gratitude. These are not just words. They are tools, weapons, and lifelines. Use them, and you will not only survive your trial, you will rise above it stronger, wiser, and ready for the victories that lie ahead. Never forget, your trial does not define you. Your response does. And today you have everything you need to overcome. How we see our trials often determines how we experience them. Life does not give us challenges to punish us. It gives them to reveal who we truly are and to awaken the strength that already lives inside us. When a trial comes, the first instinct of many is to see it as an obstacle, a wall too high to climb, a storm too strong to withstand. But what if I told you that the same trial, seen through a different lens, could become the very thing that propels you to greatness? Perspective is not just a way of thinking. It is a key to unlocking the power within you. When we view difficulties as threats, fear begins to rise. Fear paralyzes. It clouds judgment, dims vision, and makes mountains seem insurmountable. But when we shift our perspective and view the same challenge as an opportunity for growth, something remarkable happens. Courage replaces fear, clarity replaces confusion, and a sense of purpose emerges from the chaos. Perspective transforms the trial from a prison into a classroom, a place where you're being trained, refined, and prepared for a future that is greater than your past. Consider the smallest shifts in thought. When you face a setback, you can either say, "Why me? This is unfair," or you can ask, "What is this teaching me? How can I use this to grow stronger?" The first thought leads to despair. The second leads to resilience. The first keeps you stuck. The second sets you in motion. Every great achievement in history was born not from an absence of trials, but from a mindset that refused to see trials as the end. Perspective changes everything. It is not about pretending the challenge does not exist. It is about refusing to let it define you. When you face a difficult season in life, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what is this moment shaping in me? What is it revealing about my character, my patience, my strength? These questions shift your energy from resistance to understanding. They allow you to see the hidden lessons that trials carry, lessons that, when applied, will transform you into someone capable of overcoming even greater challenges in the future. Your perspective also shapes how others see you. When you approach life with a mindset of growth and possibility, it inspires those around you. People are drawn to courage, to hope, and to those who rise above adversity. By seeing trials as teachers instead of enemies, you set an example that encourages others to do the same. Your perspective does not just affect your experience, it creates a ripple effect, touching lives in ways you may never fully realize. Remember, trials are temporary, but the lessons they carry are permanent. When you change how you view a challenge, you change your response to it. And when you change your response, you change your outcome. Perspective is a choice, and it is available to you in every moment. You may not be able to control what happens, but you can control how you see it, how you respond to it, and how it shapes the person you are becoming. So when your next trial comes, don't look at it with fear or resentment. Look at it with curiosity and courage. Ask yourself, well, what am I meant to learn? How is this shaping me for what is next? The strength, wisdom, and resilience you need are already within you, waiting for the moment you choose to see the trial as it truly is. Not a barrier, but a key to your growth, your power, and your destiny. Faith is not just a word. It is a force that carries you through the storms when everything else seems to fail. In life, trials will come unexpected, heavy, and often unfair. You may feel like you're walking through a desert with no end in sight, like the weight of the world is pressing down on you. But here is the truth. It is faith that allows you to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. Faith is not the absence of doubt or fear. It is the decision to believe in what you cannot yet see and to trust that the journey is shaping you for a purpose far greater than the trial itself. When challenges arrive, many are tempted to give up, to throw their hands in the air and to ask, why me? But those who endure are not those who never doubt. They are those who choose to keep going despite the doubt. Faith fuels endurance because it reminds you that your present situation is not your final destination. It whispers that there is a bigger picture, a plan unfolding even when you cannot understand it, and that every difficulty has a lesson hidden within it. Faith keeps your eyes on the horizon while your feet navigate the storm beneath you. To endure a trial without faith is exhausting. Every obstacle feels heavier, every setback feels permanent, and every failure feels like the end. But when you anchor yourself in faith, you gain strength beyond what you thought possible. Faith does not remove the challenge, but it changes the way you experience it. It allows you to see opportunities for growth where others see only despair. It gives you the courage to take the next step when your strength is failing, and it transforms struggle into perseverance. Faith also teaches patience. In a world that often demands immediate results, enduring trials can feel unbearable. But faith reminds you that timing is not always yours to control. There are seasons of waiting, moments where you must trust that progress is happening behind the scenes, even when it is invisible. The person who endures understands that patience, fueled by faith, is not passive. It is active belief. It is saying, I may not see the way now, but I trust that the path is being prepared for me. Faith becomes even more powerful when combined with action. Believing without doing can keep you stagnant, but acting in faith propels you forward. Each small step taken with courage, guided by trust in a higher purpose, strengthens your resilience. Faith without action is hope deferred. Faith with action is transformation in motion. Even when the steps are uncertain, even when the path is difficult, faith lights the way and gives you the energy to continue. Finally, faith fuels endurance because it connects you to something greater than yourself. Life's trials are easier to bear when you recognize that you are not alone, that there is guidance, support, and a plan that extends beyond what your eyes can see. Faith allows you to draw strength from a source that never fails, giving you the confidence to rise above despair and face each challenge with courage and determination. So when your next trial comes, remember that faith is not a luxury. It is your lifeline. Hold on to it tightly, trust the unseen, and keep moving forward. Your endurance is powered not just by what you can do, but by what you believe can be done. Let faith fuel every step you take, every decision you make, and every battle you face. In doing so, you will discover that no trial is too great, no storm too fierce, and no obstacle too impossible for the strength that faith places within you. When life places a trial in your path, thinking about solutions is not enough. You can pray, plan, and prepare, but until you take action, the trial will remain the same. It will not move, it will not bend, and it will not yield. Action is the engine that propels you forward, the force that turns hope into results, and the key that unlocks the door from struggle to victory. You may feel small, weak, or uncertain, but every step you take toward overcoming a challenge creates momentum, and momentum transforms possibility into reality. Many people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect condition to act. But the truth is, the perfect moment rarely comes. Life rarely aligns everything neatly before asking you to move. Trials demand response, not hesitation. Action, no matter how small, is the first declaration of courage against fear. Even if you stumble, even if you falter, the act of moving forward sends a message. You refuse to be defeated. Each step builds confidence. Each decision taken strengthens your resolve. And each attempt, even imperfect, is a victory in itself. Momentum is created by consistency. One small act may seem insignificant, but repeated over time, it becomes unstoppable. Imagine a stone rolling down a hill. At first, it is slow, almost unnoticeable. But as it continues, it gathers speed, energy, and power. This is what action does in your life. Every decision to push forward, every effort to solve a problem, every moment spent refusing to quit adds weight to your momentum. Before you realize it, the trial that once seemed immovable begins to shift, and the way forward opens. Action also combats fear. Fear thrives on inaction, on hesitation, on the belief that nothing can be done. The moment you move, fear loses its grip. The very act of stepping forward, even into uncertainty, disarms the paralysis that trials try to impose on you. Action empowers you. It reminds you that you are capable, that you are stronger than your circumstances, and that your trial is not greater than your courage. Another important aspect is learning through action. Plans are important, but they are only theory until applied. By acting, you discover what works, what doesn't, and what needs to change. Trials often teach through experience, and experience can only be gained through engagement. Each action, no matter how small, brings you closer to mastery, understanding, and eventual triumph. Action also inspires hope in others and creates a ripple effect. When people see you refusing to sit idle in the face of difficulty, they are reminded that courage is contagious. By taking action, you not only build your own momentum, but ignite the strength and motivation of those around you. Leadership is often shown through movement, and trials reveal the leaders in us when we refuse to remain stagnant. So when your next trial comes, remember that faith and hope are powerful, but action is indispensable. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Small steps taken consistently will transform your situation, your mindset, and ultimately your life. Momentum grows with every effort, every choice, and every brave step forward. The trial may seem enormous, but your action, persistent and courageous, will always be larger. Never underestimate the power of motion. When you act, you break inertia. When you act, you create momentum. And when you have momentum, no trial, no obstacle, and no storm can hold you back from the victory that is waiting for you. Trials are not meant to be endured blindly. They are meant to be understood, learned from, and used as stepping stones toward growth. Reflection is the tool that allows you to extract the lessons hidden within every challenge, and it is the secret to building resilience that lasts. Without reflection, a trial is just a painful experience. With reflection, the same trial becomes a teacher, a guide, and a powerful force that strengthens your mind, heart, and spirit. When you pause to reflect, you are not dwelling on the past. You are engaging in a process of understanding that transforms pain into wisdom. Every difficulty carries a message, sometimes subtle, sometimes stark, and it is through thoughtful reflection that you discover what that message is. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How can I grow from this experience? What changes do I need to make in my thoughts, habits, or actions to emerge stronger? These questions turn every setback into an opportunity for personal transformation. Reflection also allows you to gain perspective. Often when we are in the middle of a trial, emotions cloud our judgment. Fear distorts our vision, and frustration can make even the smallest obstacle feel insurmountable. By taking time to step back, to think, and to process, you see the trial for what it truly is: a temporary challenge, a test of strength, and a lesson designed to refine your character. Perspective gained through reflection reduces the weight of the trial, allowing you to approach it with clarity, strategy, and determination. One of the most powerful aspects of reflection is that it helps you identify patterns in your life. You begin to see where you may have allowed fear, doubt, or hesitation to guide your choices. You recognize areas where you need to grow, habits that need to change, or beliefs that need to be strengthened. Reflection transforms every experience, good or bad, into data, a map that guides your future decisions and prepares you to navigate challenges more effectively. Reflection also builds emotional strength. Life's trials test not only your mind, but your heart. When you process your experiences thoughtfully, you learn to respond with composure rather than react with impulsive emotion. You develop patience, empathy, and understanding, not just for yourself, but for others as well. Resilience is not the absence of struggle. It is the ability to face struggle with courage, insight, and grace, and reflection is the key that unlocks it. Furthermore, reflection turns disappointment into strategy. Failures are inevitable, but how you respond to failure determines whether it breaks you or propels you forward. By reflecting, you see the missteps, understand the lessons, and plan a new approach. Every failure becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block, and each setback becomes an essential part of your journey to success. Finally, reflection strengthens your sense of purpose. It reminds you why you started, what you value, and what you are willing to endure to achieve your goals. When you connect your trials to your purpose, no difficulty feels meaningless, and every challenge becomes a test of commitment, courage, and faith. Reflection bridges the gap between struggle and growth, transforming temporary pain into lasting power. So when your next trial comes, do not rush past it. Do not ignore it or simply try to survive it. Take time to pause, think, and reflect. Ask the questions that reveal the lessons hidden within. See the patterns, understand the emotions, and plan your next steps with wisdom. Every trial has the potential to make you stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you ever thought possible. Reflection is the key that unlocks that potential. Through reflection, you learn to turn adversity into advantage, struggle into strength, and challenges into opportunities. Resilience is not something you are born with. It is something you cultivate moment by moment, thought by thought, lesson by lesson. And every trial you reflect upon is a brick in the foundation of the unshakable, unstoppable version of yourself that is waiting to rise. No one is meant to face life's trials completely alone. We are created for connection, for encouragement, and for the power that comes when we draw strength from one another. Support is more than just having someone to talk to. It is the lifeline that allows you to endure, the force that lifts you when your own strength falters, and the reminder that you are not defined by the trial, but by your response to it. When you surround yourself with the right people, you gain guidance, perspective, and the courage to keep moving forward even when the path seems impossible. During the toughest seasons of life, isolation can make trials feel unbearable. The burden seems heavier, the night seems longer, and the hope you once had may feel out of reach. But when you seek support, whether through friends, family, mentors, or a community of like-minded individuals, you discover that you are not alone. There are people who have walked similar paths, who understand your struggles, and who can offer insight, encouragement, and practical help. Support reminds you that challenges are not meant to crush you. They are meant to refine you, and you do not have to face them in solitude. Support strengthens you because it provides perspective. Often, when you are immersed in a trial, your view becomes narrow and fear or frustration can cloud your judgment. A trusted voice can offer clarity, wisdom, and insight that you might not see on your own. They can remind you of your capabilities, your purpose, and your past victories, helping you regain confidence and focus. Sometimes the simplest words of encouragement, "You've got this, so keep going," or "I believe in you," can spark a renewed determination that changes the course of your trial. Moreover, support brings accountability. When you share your goals, struggles, and commitments with others, you create a system that keeps you moving forward. It is easy to give up when no one is watching, but when you have people invested in your journey, their faith in you becomes fuel for your own perseverance. Accountability pushes you to stay consistent, to honor your commitments, and to act with courage even when motivation wanes. Support also inspires hope. Witnessing others who have overcome challenges, listening to their stories, and receiving their encouragement reminds you that trials are temporary and victory is possible. When you feel like quitting, the presence of supportive people can reignite your faith, renew your energy, and help you see that your situation does not define you. The trial may be difficult, but the guidance, love, and encouragement of those around you make it possible to rise above it. Another essential aspect of support is the emotional strength it provides. Life's challenges can be exhausting, lonely, and overwhelming. Sharing your burdens with others creates space for relief, comfort, and emotional replenishment. When someone listens without judgment, prays with you, or simply sits beside you in silence, you feel reinforced and empowered. Emotional support strengthens your spirit, restores your hope, and equips you to face each day with renewed determination. So when your next trial comes, do not try to carry it all on your own. Seek support from those who uplift, encourage, and believe in you. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow, remind you of your worth, and stand beside you in both struggle and triumph. Support is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of wisdom. It acknowledges that while strength comes from within, endurance is multiplied when shared. Remember, trials are inevitable, but isolation is optional. Support strengthens you, inspires you, and fuels your perseverance. Lean on it, trust it, and allow it to amplify your resilience. When you combine your own courage with the strength of those who walk beside you, no trial is too great, no challenge too formidable, and no storm too fierce. Together you can overcome, rise, and thrive. Gratitude is often underestimated, yet it is one of the most powerful tools you have to overcome trials. When life feels heavy, when challenges seem unending, and when despair threatens to take hold, gratitude has the power to shift your perspective, lift your spirit, and illuminate a path forward. It is not about ignoring pain or pretending that difficulties do not exist. It is about choosing to focus on what is still good, what is still possible, and what blessings remain even in the midst of struggle. Gratitude changes the lens through which you see your trial, and in doing so changes your experience of it. When you practice gratitude, you stop being consumed by what is wrong and start noticing what is right. Even in your darkest moments, there are lessons learned, strengths discovered, and small victories that often go unnoticed. By acknowledging these, you reclaim power over your situation. Instead of feeling like a victim of circumstances, you become an active participant in your own growth. Gratitude allows you to see that although the trial is difficult, it does not define your life. It reminds you that there is still hope, still purpose, and still potential for transformation. Gratitude also fuels resilience. Life's trials test your spirit, but a heart anchored in thankfulness remains unshaken. When you focus on what you are grateful for, you are less likely to be overwhelmed by fear, doubt, or negativity. Gratitude becomes a shield, a source of strength, and a reminder that no matter how difficult the situation, there is always something to build upon. It shifts your energy from despair to determination, from fear to courage, and from hopelessness to hope. One of the most profound effects of gratitude is its ability to shift your mindset. The way you perceive your circumstances determines how you respond to them. When you are grateful, even small steps forward feel significant. Challenges are seen as opportunities rather than obstacles. Setbacks become lessons rather than failures. Gratitude helps you maintain perspective, keeping your eyes on the bigger picture and reminding you that today's trial is just a chapter in your story, not the entire story itself. Gratitude also inspires action. When you recognize the blessings you still have, you are motivated to honor them through effort, perseverance, and courage. Being thankful for the opportunities, relationships, and resources in your life compels you to use them wisely and to move forward with intention. Gratitude is not passive. It is active. It propels you to act in ways that maximize the good in your life and minimize the hold of your challenges. Furthermore, gratitude nurtures hope. It connects you to the belief that no matter how difficult the trial, there is a reason, a lesson, and a blessing waiting to be discovered. Gratitude opens your heart to the possibilities that lie ahead, even when the present feels dark. It reminds you that storms pass, seasons change, and strength grows through struggle. When your heart is grateful, your mind becomes focused, your spirit becomes resilient, and your path forward becomes clearer. So when your next trial comes, do not allow despair to blind you. Take a moment to notice the good that remains, to recognize the lessons learned, and to acknowledge the strength that has brought you this far. Gratitude powers your perspective, fuels your resilience, inspires your actions, and nurtures hope. It transforms trials into teachers, obstacles into opportunities, and struggles into stepping stones. By embracing gratitude, you take control of your experience, refusing to be defined by difficulty and instead choosing to rise above it. In every challenge, there is something to be thankful for. And when you see it, your trial loses its power over you. Gratitude does not change the situation. It changes you. And when you are changed, nothing can hold you back from the life, the purpose, and the victory that awaits.